Coming up, we continue our 7 resorts in 7-night coverage, talking about Fort Wilderness cabins. Coming up next. The Diz Unplugged is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, specializing in helping you plan the perfect Disney World, Disneyland, or Disney Cruise Line vacation. Visit them on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Diz Unplugged Roundtable discussion, coming to you from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida. I'm your host, Pete Werner, joined by my good friends Craig Williams, Sean Thompson, Corey Martin, of course, our producer, Dustin West, along with Brian Varley back in the production nook. As I said, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite places on Walt Disney World property, Fort Wilderness, and in specific, the Fort Wilderness cabins. And we do have a couple of videos to show you first. First, we're going to see Dustin's overview of Fort Wilderness.
All right.
All right, thank you for that, Dustin. And do we want to do yours now, or we want to wait till we get a little bit further into the discussion?
Let's wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a good spot.
Fort Wilderness is one of those unique places on property where it is. I really can't say it's unique because I think a lot of them are like this, but it's really hard to believe when you're there that you're at Walt Disney World. It's a whole nother world. Fort Wilderness is both for campsites, mostly, but they also have a large number of cabins that sleep up to, what did we say, 6 people in the cabins?
I think you could.
I don't know how comfortable you'd be. Six people in a cabin.
Because there's a queen and then bunk beds and then a pull down.
Well, it's a full-size bed that's in the bedroom along with 2 bunks. And then you have either full or queen-size Murphy bed, or that Disney calls them Seco beds, that comes down out of the wall. But it also has a full kitchen. When I say full kitchen, I mean full-size refrigerator, full range and oven, microwave, dishwasher, pots, pans, plates, utensils, everything you need. And, of course, there's a couple places at the resort where you can buy food, which we did to cook our lunch. And Craig did make a lovely little video. Well, you're not ready, are you?
Well, I can get there. Yeah. If we're ready, I'm ready.
Well, I mean, I thought this was fun. Yeah. Each of these cabins has a grill and everything you need to cook out, albeit expensively, everything you need to cook out from charcoal to food, all available. A golf cart ride away from your cabin to one of the trading posts, and that's exactly what we did. We made our lunch while we were there, and Craig was on hand to capture the festivities. So.
Yep.
How to cook out with the Diz team. Step 1, purchasing the food. Make sure you only choose the highest quality product.
This is how I always go shopping, beer in hand. What is that beer?
One enough?
I got the beer.
Step 2, unpacking the food. This should be a team effort in order to get the job done quickly and efficiently.
You're not gonna believe who I ran into at the grocery store. I saw Cheryl and I saw Josephine. Where are you gonna find this?
Look at him go. Step 3, starting the fire.
So you start them out in a pile and then you spread them out as they light.
Oh, we locked down.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of the flames. The higher they are, the better the meat is going to taste. Step 4, seasoning the meat. Put plenty of salt and pepper on those burgers.
Some hot dogs? No thanks.
Step 5, placing the meat on the grill. Once it's hot and ready, go ahead and throw the meat on the grill. They're in for a treat. Step 6, waiting.
You look like Harry Potter. Wingardium Leviosa. No, it's Wingardium Leviosa.
Step 7, the feast. Everything is cooked to perfection and it's time to enjoy.
It's a miracle anybody eats it.
Indeed.
Right there.
Not bad for a gray hamburger.
Looks like a successful cookout with the Diz team.
Very cute. We had a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it.
What was the tally, like total that we spent? I think it was like 100.
We all put our bets in and then
Yeah, we were all playing Price is Right. I think when we tallied everything up, including the beer, it was like $130.
Yeah.
Was something like that. But we bought a lot of stuff. We bought stuff to make s'mores we never made.
Yeah.
Unless you guys did it that night. Because Shaun and Craig actually stayed there.
I'm not going to lie. I think it's still in the back of my car.
No, it's not.
Along with the
I
ketchup
think
and
it
mustard.
might be.
That was like a month and a half ago.
I never get in my trunk.
Well, now we know why.
There were marshmallows in that bag, I think.
Well,
I mean,
All right.
anyway, it's about $130. And now again, we were, five adults. So it's expensive. If you have your car with you, you can, of course, drive to the local Publix. We wanted to see what it was going to cost to do it there. And, of course, no cookout with this group is complete without beer. So there had to be beer. But one of the things that you need to know about getting a cabin at Fort Wilderness, I don't know why we're on that picture, but okay.
Yeah, sorry, wrong picture.
One of the things you need to know about getting a cabin at Fort Wilderness is that it is almost a requirement that you rent the golf cart. The golf cart is how you're going to get around this resort. Otherwise, you're taking the internal buses. There's an internal bus loop, and then, of course, the external bus system, which takes you to the theme parks, downtown Disney, all that good stuff. The golf carts are just a lot of fun. They're also like $65 a day to rent. So whatever price you're paying for the room, you need to add on that $65 a night. I know it sounds steep. It is, but it's so much fun and so worth it.
It was the best part of the resort, I think.
oh, yeah.
Driving those go-karts around. Or golf
Well,
carts.
you really get to see the resort. I mean,
Yeah.
it's cool. It's cool riding around. I closed out my.
Well, like, at one point, we actually got lost riding around on the golf cart.
Not
just
hard to
'cause
do.
We were going to explore, and we didn't.
I think we were in Magic Kingdom.
We did.
So too.
I think we somehow made it to Frontierland. I don't even know how that's possible, but it all looks the same.
Yeah.
But sometimes you're driving on roads, and sometimes you drive them on like special paths just for the carts.
Right.
But it's kind of weird when you're driving on the road and then there's a real car behind you.
Well, if you do have your car, if you do bring your car to Fort Wilderness, you really can only drive it between the main entrance and your cabin. You can't, or if you have a campsite, you can drive it to your campsite. But none of places like Pioneer Hall, where the Hoop De Doo
Right.
Review is, Trails End Restaurant, which is where the buffet, breakfast, lunch, and dinner is served, the trading posts, you can't park your car there. So really, your car is kind of useless unless you're leaving Fort Wilderness. So hence the reason that the golf carts become such a commodity.
Yeah.
Price for these cabins start about $289 a night, although I have been able to find them at a slightly better price depending on what discounts are happening, annual pass discounts, Florida residents, if you're a Florida resident. And they go up as high as just under $500 per night over Christmas and New Year's, which I've done, and I will tell you, great place to spend New Year's Eve is Fort Wilderness because you can go down to the beach and you have an amazing view of the Magic Kingdom fireworks for New Year's Eve, and it's ridiculous how beautiful it is. But kind of going back to the cabins a bit, you have a full living room, which we can switch to. And for those of you listening, you can see all these pictures, videos, and everything else at disunplugged.com. But you've got a full couch, couple chairs. There's a nice table that'll seat about 4 or 5 people. Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi in all the cabins. As I said, you have the full kitchen. And it's a
Stocked
nice
with pots and pans and plates.
Yep,
and-
it's a nice galley kitchen, and absolutely you can do full cooking here. This is not cooking out of a microwave. They do have a separate bedroom that has a full-size bed and 2 bunk beds, as well as a full bathroom. And so, I mean, and it's a nice, I think these are about 600 square feet, so they're a decent size. And,
It's cozy.
it is cozy.
You really want to come back to this after you spent all day at the park.
It's an entirely different resort experience. I think we have a picture showing the bed in the living room pulled down out of the wall. And again, these pull down very easily. You don't have to, you don't really require any strength. It's just they come down very easily, and their housekeeping will come in, make the bed, and put it back up so that when you bring it down the next time, magically your bed is made.
It's magic.
Fort Wilderness has a couple of things going for it that I think make it special. Number one, Trails End Restaurant. That is the buffet restaurant. Well, it's the only restaurant, but it's a buffet down by, what is it?
Pioneer Hall.
Pioneer Hall and Settlement Trading. Is that the Settlement Trading Post down there? I keep
That one's
confused.
Settlement. Yeah, Meadows, the one.
Meadows,
in the
the other one. And I got to tell you, one of my favorite buffets. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Food has been really, really good.
We were a little late for breakfast, so the food was there waiting for us. We had to wait for some
Yeah.
fresh food to come out.
But they have they have a few things that are some unique flavors there, but it's like that really hearty breakfast that you recognize. It's those flavors: pancakes, eggs galore, and bacon and sausages.
And they had
And we're
moonshine
talking
in mason
about
jars.
a really nice breakfast buffet that's $15.99 for adults.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's probably, I think it's the best priced buffet on property. At lunch and dinner, they have the fried chicken and the ribs, which you can also get. You can also order the fried chicken to go. They have a to-go counter where you can order certain things to bring back to your cabin or your campsite, which, it's not Publix fried chicken, which is like, I think, the platinum standard of fried chicken. But it's really, really good fried chicken. And the ribs are really good. And the food in general, it's great. None of it's healthy. You're not losing
Yeah.
weight on any of this food. But
It was upsetting that the moonshine wasn't actually really moonshine.
Yeah, they had it labeled as moonshine.
Just juice.
It was just orange juice. Or there was something clear though. Was it water?
No, it was
was
like
just the
orange
juice?
juice.
Okay.
Yeah.
where was this? What are you
It was
talking
in
about?
mason jars on
in
ice.
the breakfast buffet.
Oh.
They had like little mason jars that said moonshine on them. So I'm like, okay, that's a good way to get the day going.
Okay.
And it was juice.
Where
Yeah,
I'm
so it's an
from-
AA meeting.
Where I'm from, they call that bathtub wine.
Oh, well, thank you for that. So Trails End, absolutely a highlight. But, of course, there's also the venerable Hoop-de-Doo Review at Pioneer Hall. The longest-running dinner show in America has been going on for, I think, 84 years. And our own Dustin West starred in the show.
I did.
And interesting story, Dustin got picked. We were also in, like, the center table. We were in the center of the restaurant.
What they call it, the runaround table or
Or
the.
something like that. Yeah,
They said it to us, and I went, "Oh God!"
and they
So
dance,
uncomfortable.
they dance around us like while we're eating dinner. Dustin got picked to go be
I was the
He was the Indian scout.
the Indian Scout. Now, interesting story. The last time Dustin had been to Hoop-de-Doo Review as a child, he was also picked to be in the show.
Yeah, it was like I must have been like 8 or 9 or 10 in that range, and I was the little sheriff kid, the little cowboy. Yeah,
And Dustin put on quite a show. Dustin was not going to be one of these blushing wallflowers. He was getting into it, and at one point he had the cast laughing.
Oh yeah. If you want to see clips from that, you can check out Craig put together a compilation video. It was in our Art of Animation segment. We'll play it again at the end of the 7 and 7s, but the compilation video for 7 and 7 has some clips from that.
Yeah.
in there.
And I got to tell you, I think that was my third or fourth time seeing Hoop-de-Doo. It's a great show.
It's
I love
really
that
fun,
show.
and there's unlimited sangria, which is exciting.
And unlimited fried chicken.
Unlimited fried chicken,
And ribs.
ribs and beer. They were giving you, wasn't it unlimited beer?
Yeah, but I drank sangria.
And everything came in these big, huge steel buckets or pewter. I don't know what they were, and they were really heavy.
They just slam it down.
Yeah, it was. It's an awesome experience.
And it was nice. The night we went, I believe we were expecting to be in the balcony so we could get nice, good shots down. But there were so few people there that it didn't even have all the tables on the floor seated. There was no one upstairs.
No one upstairs
So-
at all.
Whenever I went into it, every other time I've been up in the balcony, I thought that it was going to take away from it not having people there. But the show actually felt intimate. I might only try to go back now during off times.
Well,
so I
here's
could
the
have
thing:
shows
is
like
when
that.
I bought those tickets, it said there was no seating on the floor. The only seats available were in the balcony, so that's where I expected to be. So I was kind of surprised when we got there, and we were seated not only on the floor but like in the center table.
Yeah.
So, and that was fun. We got some.
Oh yeah,
It's a-
perfect table.
Yeah, I'll never forget that night.
We were really hoping that they were going to pick Shaun to like go up on stage.
I was so
He
uncomfortable.
was going to threaten to
That's my
faint
nightmare.
right there. Just pass out if they picked him.
Yeah.
That has
My
become,
legs don't work.
That has become Shaun's buzz phrase now. Is I'm so uncomfortable. He says it all the time. He's constantly uncomfortable.
Also at the Hoop-Dee-Doo, and I don't have it ready to go for the video show, and I should have, but I guess we could maybe add it to the show notes. I don't know. In the restroom right off of Hoop-Dee-Doo, there's in the men's restroom. There's this painting on the tile, and it's really disturbing. It's a bunch of like cowboys silhouetted against a sunset, and they're all changing their clothes. It's really bizarre. It's not graphic or anything, but I think it's a hilarious photo. So we'll see if we can get that.
Very
in.
Brokeback, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, very Brokeback Mountain. What did you guys think of the food at both Trails End and Hoop-Dee-Doo?
Trails End, it was really good, but I think I was trying to be healthier too, like Corey was, so it was a little tough. And we were kind of like scraping off poached eggs off of like English muffins.
It is tough to do
Especially
that
at that type
a
of
buffet.
restaurant. And then Hoop-Dee-Doo was kind of the same deal. Fried chicken.
Yeah, peeling the skin off, which is the best part. The fried
Right.
skin off
Yeah.
the chicken. You're just trying to do what
If
you
you've
can.
got to peel the skin off the chicken, don't eat the
I
chicken.
know, it's tough.
just-
Hey, look, I love fried chicken. You know?
I love Hoop-Dee-Doo's food. I could eat there every night. I would never get sick of it.
Of course not.
No, but I think the
I thought
food's
it was
great.
good.
I've had it before and enjoyed it.
And the show has changed a little bit. They've changed. I think one of their opening numbers and a couple of things have changed on the Hoop-Dee-Doo, but still was a great show.
I'm not familiar with the song lists as maybe some of you guys are, but I do know that the cast that night was outstanding.
They were great.
They were great.
Well, they always are. I mean,
Yeah,
I've
and
never
they switch
seen
them out. I remember one time I went, I think just this past January, and the cowboy, the main character in the show, was actually the guy that did the announcement for Monstrous Summer.
Yeah.
In front of the Mike Wazowski Spaceship Earth. So,
Oh wow!
Yeah, I saw a lot of new people in this cast that we saw that I haven't seen the couple other times I've done it before. One thing I did want to note, the last time I saw it was in December on New Year's Eve. And during Christmas time, they actually, during the intermission where you eat, like normally they just play banjo music, just, traditional songs, but during Christmas time and the holiday, they actually play holiday music.
Oh.
So for people wanting something extra special during that time of year, something to think about.
Well, also Fort Wilderness in general during the holidays is something you should really go check out because very loyal group of campers that go to Fort Wilderness all the time, stay for a while, and a lot of these folks decorate their campsites with Christmas decorations. And when you check in your check-in packet, there is a piece of paper that kind of outlines for you what's okay and what's not okay when it comes to decorating your campsite. So Disney encourages it. Disney encourages you to do that. And actually, it's really cool to see some of the elaborate displays people set up on their campsites over the holidays.
It turns a Disney resort into a neighborhood, and that's exactly what it is.
Well, one of the it's one of the things I always noticed, I always liked about Fort Wilderness is that people are always, like, as they pass you, as you pass people, they're always saying, good morning, how are you? As you're driving past people on your golf cart, everybody's waving. There is kind of that community atmosphere there, which I thought was really cool.
We were
Sean waved at
over
everyone.
waivers.
What's the matter now?
Sean was waving at everyone.
it was my mission to wave at everyone and
Yeah.
see who would wave back.
Did people wave back?
Sometimes they didn't.
About half and half, I think.
Well, I think because they thought he was creepy.
That's probably
It
true.
was. It was embarrassing being on the back of that golf cart like Sean did.
Thanks.
I think for me, one of the highlights, it's the Circle D Ranch and Farm where you can go see all the horses that they use in the parades and the like the ponies, the white ponies that they use in the.
They pull
like,
Cinderella's carriage.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun in there, and
Oh,
they'll actually show you which horse they use for the headless horseman Mickey's Not So Scary.
Just don't touch them.
Halloween party. Yeah, you can't touch them, and you're so close.
Well,
I wanna pet 'em.
it is definitely one of the coolest aspects of Fort Wilderness is the ability to go to the ranch and walk through the stables. Cleanest stables you will ever see. And these are the horses that are used in the Magic Kingdom and, things like that. And you get to go right up to them. I mean, you really should not touch them because they will kill you. They will eat your children. But we were talking to one of the folks working there. His name was Austin. Great cast member. Really very, very willing to talk about how they take care of the horses. There was a petting area, wasn't there?
Yeah, outside there's a petting area, but when you walk into the barn, you're not supposed to really touch the big horses.
Yeah. We have some of the pictures of the big horses, don't we?
Oh, no.
Not in my gallery.
Okay. I know we had some video.
We'll have them
have
up.
them
We'll
up,
have them
yeah.
up on the site.
But I think that just being able, and there's no charge for that. I mean, you can, if you want to do a pony ride, I believe they do charge for that.
Yeah.
But, to just walk through the stables and walk around the petting area.
I didn't even know you could go into the barn like we did because we were all kind of walking around and then Corey just kind of disappeared in there. And for a second, I was like, oh my gosh, he's going to get us kicked out of here. Why is he walking in that barn? And then you're right. Wow, I already forgot Austin. He was really open to come up and just tell us about it. And he cared about every single one of
You
those
could
horses.
tell how much he loved those horses. And
And you should also try to go at feeding time because it was really funny because he said,
yeah.
"No, just wait a couple minutes because I'm going to go get the food." And the second the horses heard the sound of like the bucket or something, they
cart,
went
yeah.
crazy.
Every head poked out of the stable.
yeah,
It was
they
great.
knew it was feeding time. One of the other one of the other special things at Fort Wilderness is the Mickey's Backyard Barbecue. No, I haven't done that. We did not do it this trip. Very difficult to get reservations unless you book them pretty far out in advance. It's been my experience. But from the people I've talked to who've done it, they say you're not missing much. They say the food really isn't good, and it's not worth the price. That's not my evaluation. I haven't done it. But I've heard this from more than just a few people that they really don't like the Mickey's Backyard Barbecue. Segway tours can be done at Fort Wilderness. You can book those.
I imagine that would be great.
They got, their movie Under the Stars is done like almost in a mini amphitheater.
Yeah.
That's over back by the main pool.
There's also a marina where you can rent the sea racers. and
Well, yeah, there's a marina
pontoons.
where you can. This is one disappointment was that we tried to rent a pontoon boat, and it took so long. I mean, we went through the rental, we signed our lives away, gave them our driver's licenses, all that stuff, sat there and waited a good 15 minutes for somebody to come and put us in a boat. And after a while, we just said, screw this, and we went back and told them we're not doing it.
Yeah.
And the excuse was, oh, it's lunchtime. Okay, well, you might want to work your scheduling out so that at lunchtime you have enough people to, I don't know, assign these boats or whatever. But, in the grand scheme of things, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. What else? What else am I missing?
In addition to the marina, you can also get canoes on like the little river kind of.
Oh, that's right.
So you can do that kind of stuff. Canoes and kayaks, I think.
And there's bike rentals. There's the bike barn. And that's where you can rent the canoes and the bikes.
There's a lot of recreation over by the Meadow Pool area, which is the main pool, and they've got a great pool there as well.
That is a great pool, but they also have other smaller, quiet pools dotted around the resort. But the Meadow Pool, I think that's the formal name of it. But
Yeah.
by the Meadow Trading Post, there's a
Right.
pool there, and we used up a lot of snack credits at that
At the bar.
at that window, that snack bar window. Yeah.
Well, use them or lose them, and we were going to lose them if we didn't use them. So
We were getting nachos and turkey sandwiches and all kinds of stuff, even though we were just about to cook out.
Right. Well, because we had to use them,
Yeah.
we figured we'd use them as like side dishes for our cookout. Again, this is another resort with surprisingly small arcades. There's an arcade down by the Trails End restaurant, which is like
It's like five
tiny,
machines.
tiny arcade. There's a slightly larger one here at the main pool, but again, it's not very large. for a resort that size, I just that always shocked me. So not among the best arcades, but this is also one of the places where you get some great logo merchandise. They've got some really cool coffee cups. Look like like the tins that you would cook baked beans in, but it's a coffee cup. And shirts and sweatshirts and license plate with Fort Wilderness on it. Nice to see it. And then, of course, they have all the normal homogenous Disney crap that you can get anywhere. But this is absolutely one of my favorite places to stay. It's just such a unique experience in a place like Walt Disney World, so close to the Magic Kingdom. Boat launches to the Magic Kingdom, and, of course, bus service to everywhere on property. It is a little bit of a pain in the neck if you are relying on the internal bus service to get around. It's time consuming. So if you're not going to rent the golf cart, you've got to build in extra time to get where you need to go because you're waiting on buses, and I don't know. Get the golf cart.
Yeah, you need to. I think my favorite part of the day was Sean, Corey, and we went over to Contemporary because part of the boat launch that they have there, it does like a triangle with Wilderness Lodge and Contemporary. So you can go to all of those or you can go straight to the Magic Kingdom. So we went over there to kill some time. And then when we came back, we got on the golf cart, just drove around aimlessly, looking at some of the decorations. Because you mentioned at Christmas time they do decorations, but they can still put up stuff year round. And there was outside of one campsite, someone had a life-size R2-D2 in C-3PO, like just the most random junk on all this, and it's just fun driving around looking at everything. You got to get a golf cart. It's the only way you can experience the entire place.
Exactly.
You can't do that by bus.
It's such a different experience at this resort than any other resort.
It is.
It feels like
singular.
You're
in a
on
bubble,
vacation. I mean, I know other places do too, but this is like a summer vacation where you're going to a cabin. Yeah. You're not near a huge theme park. You're just like in the woods.
Right.
And we even looked at some of the campsites in the restroom. I forget what they're called. Comfort stations.
Yeah, the comfort stations.
And I thought they were nice.
Yeah, we went into the bathrooms to check out the showers.
I know camping in a tent's not for everybody, but
nice. Very clean.
Yeah, and I'd never do it. No, it's the cabins. That's as far as I'm roughing it.
I have done that before when I had a tent one time for like 5 days, and I found the comfort stations nice as long as you don't mind having a friendly chat while you're taking your shower.
Oh,
I wasn't sure the word.
That wasn't a comfort station.
Wait, so like the shower's like open?
No.
No, it's
I mean,
like
there's
dorm room kind of showers where there's curtains and.
It was actual walls between each shower, but then there was a curtain blocking it.
All right,
so.
you see, I bathrooms are solo experiences. I don't want to have a chat with somebody when I'm taking a shower.
I did drag that out a little bit.
You did, because I really wasn't sure where you were going. I'm like, oh, thank God we're pre-recording, because if we weren't, we might have a problem on our hands. But no, I haven't seen the comfort stations. I haven't been inside those because
they're nice.
I have perfectly good bathroom in my cabin that I will use. But
and all the bathrooms in the cabins have windows attached to them.
Okay.
Just throwing that out there.
That's good to know.
It is.
There's also a small window in the bedroom. Actually, I think there are two windows.
Yeah, there's two windows, and there's actually
and they open, and so a nice night you really get.
Yeah, the bedroom also has like a vanity station with lights, and there's a hairdryer there that you can plug in. So if you need two kind of spaces to do that kind of stuff, makes it helpful.
Exactly. So, this has always been one of my favorite resorts, and look, the cabins are expensive, but the experience is worth it. I've never walked away from Fort Wilderness, even after spending the money on New Year's Eve. I've never walked away from Fort Wilderness saying it wasn't worth it. I've always walked away from Fort Wilderness saying I can't wait to go back. It is one of my favorite places. Nothing that happened on this trip did anything to change that. It's one of the oldest resorts at Walt Disney World, very consistent. Trails End, great place to eat. Hoop-de-Doo Review, great place to see a show. Cabins at Fort Wilderness, great place to stay. Get the golf cart. What am I missing?
It's definitely not for everyone. People who come on vacation wanting a nice hotel, it's not the place to stay. Don't get a cabin. But if you're even remotely interested in trying something different, it's something that could open your eyes up.
I disagree. I am absolutely the nice hotel guy.
Yeah.
Okay. I like nice hotels. I think those cabins are absolutely phenomenal. Very comfortable, secluded, private, well appointed, sleeps comfortably. You've got room. You're not on top of each other.
I also think that this is a place where you really want to budget resort time at, because you don't want to stay here and then go to the parks all day long,
Right.
and just come back here to sleep. You really want to take some time, at least an afternoon, to walk around and do some of the activities there.
You want to. Yes, you're absolutely right. That's a great point. This is not the kind of resort where it's just a place to sleep. This is a resort where you there's a lot to do. You can really schedule some good activities, some good time, even if it is just driving around or walking around. Fort Wilderness, absolutely love it. Anybody not love it? Okay.
I'd like to stay there with the kids. I think that would be a fun.
I like to stay everywhere with the kids.
I do. I will.
All right. Well, that will do it for our coverage of Fort Wilderness. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back with you again next time with another edition of the Diz Unplugged. Thanks for being with us, everyone. And remember, open your mind, explore the world. Bye.